All right. Good evening, everybody. This is the Stunthangar Video Hangout Show. We talk about aeromodeling and anything else you'd like to do with tools in your workshop or wherever it is you do it, at the drag strip or at the lake, or anything that might be interesting to talk about. So it is Friday, March 9th, 2018. And we man, I tell you what, these weeks go by fast. It always seems like Friday's such a long way away on Monday. It even seems farther away on Sunday night. Um, but we're back for another week, wrap it up. And the links are posted at the usual place on the Stunthanger Control Line forums to get the links to come join us either on the YouTube side or on the live video if you wish. And they are posted in the At the Bench thread on Stunthanger, which is HTTP. Well, you can drop all that. Just type in stunthanger.com/smf/at-the-bench. And if you missed what I said, back it up and listen to it again. It's stunthanger.com/smf/at-the-bench with dashes between those words. And you have to be a member of the Stunthanger forums to get in. And if you're not and you register, send me an email. Let me know you registered so that I can let Sparky know, and I can give him your registration name, which is your real name, and your email address. And that way we can expedite the process, because Sparky gets so many sign-ups every single day that sometimes it gets delayed because he works out of town, away from home, and doesn't have all the time in the world that he would love to have for Stunthanger. So anyway, let's get the show started. Looks like Sparky's online already. Good night. Good evening, Sparky.
What's going on?
Not much, just introing here. Sorry about Monday, but everything's all better now. We missed our show on Monday. And so I got some news from Minnesota Mike. He's been ill, and I've been calling him up now and then. He's doing better now, so don't know if he's up to joining us tonight, but we hope so. And Jim Ballard maidened his twister that we've been watching him build, so we got a report on that. I hope he'll show up and tell us the lowdown on that. Wally was trying to get in Monday night when we weren't here, so maybe Wally will come back and visit us. Hadn't seen him in a long time. Gerald's on to us.
Mother.
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
Charles, what's going on? And,
I'm in my garage trying to build I'm building a new tank for my Strega.
All right. So you like to bend your own metal, huh?
Yeah. That way you can get to fit the capacity that you want. You know, sometimes you can't find a commercial one available.
How come you're vertical and narrow tonight? Are you on another machine tonight?
I lost weight.
Oh, what are you trying to tell me, Sparky?
Turn your phone sideways.
Yeah.
All right.
Now you're laying on your side. You didn't get wide and short as we expected.
Yeah. Usually I am short and wide.
It doesn't auto rotate with the camera, I guess, huh?
No, well, I guess not.
It doesn't matter. But I'm interested to hear what Jim's going to tell us about his maiden flight. I don't think it went so well, or it was his second.
No, it's too bad.
Second maiden, yeah. And Gerald's at a contest this weekend, so he probably won't be with
he emailed me earlier and said he wouldn't make it.
Well, I took a look at the painting chrome that Sparky recommended to me last week, and I got to tell you what, that is some pretty freaking cool stuff. And it's expensive, but you can get it in either spray or brush on. So I might look into getting some of that. Might be worth the price just for the fun of trying it out, because you paint it on and it looks like you just magically made a mirror, a chrome mirror.
Wow. Wow, that sounds cool.
It is. It is. I'll get the link to you before the night's out. You might want to try
All
that.
right.
Thanks.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool on a canopy.
Yeah, it would. There's lots of things that look cool chromed up. And I think I found some cobalt blue lacquer too, so that solves that problem. So,
Yeah.
yeah, main problem I got is I ain't nowhere near painting yet, but we'll get there.
Hang on a second. I gotta see what this other call's about.
Yeah, I thought I heard that phone ring. So what's
Hang
up
on.
with you, Sparky?
What?
I said, what's up with you this Friday night?
Nothing.
Well,
Oh.
it's better than having to work tomorrow, I guess. So prop your feet up and relax a little.
I got a long drive tomorrow.
Oh, you going back home?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Okay.
see. Voodoo, they're accompanying you.
Oh yeah. This is my third one.
That's on for me. All right, thanks, Dave. Love you.
This one's got all the accoutrements. It has the shut off on it right here, and the engine tether right here. So this one's fast combat legal.
Very nice.
Without the shut off and the tether, what other than fast combat requires that? Does speed limit? They don't require tethers and shut offs, do they?
No, I don't think so. Tether maybe, shut off no.
Yeah. Yeah, tether maybe, because I've seen them with tethers out at Huntersville. So when the lines go slack, the fuel shuts off. Is that how it works?
Yeah.
How
Well,
long do the lines have to go slack? Because
this is some kind of high-fangled magnetic slider that centrifugal force holds the drum out. The pressure holds it open, and centrifugal force holds it open. And when centrifugal force stops, or the at will is functioned, the slider slides back on this thing and shuts the engine off.
so is there a delay in case it's just the wind blowing you back a little bit, and then you catch it before it shuts off?
No. There's a spring on it. Right now it's held open with a hook. So when you're running it, you turn it like so, and the pressure holds it open. If it makes a surge to the out, or you pull the lines real hard, it flips this at will spring and it shuts the fuel off. If you jerk the handle, it'll shut the fuel off.
Very cool.
Now, what about the center section? Is that just raw wood, or have you urethaned it or anything like that?
Oh, it's all Z-epoxy.
Okay. Are you going to put color on it, or just leave it like it is?
Just leave it like it is.
Yeah.
It probably won't last long.
Looks
Looks
good.
good.
It looks really good. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
How much longer is that?
Good evening, Tom.
Hi, how you doing?
We're pretty good. We just all getting in the groove here. We just started up a minute ago.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there was a lot of chatter on Stunthangar about your gobbleswines.
How do you spell that?
Well,
Hang on, I gotta write it down.
Gobbel. Gobble.
BBL.
SWANTZ.
some people put a T in it and some people don't.
TZ.
Yeah, look on the forum. It's spelled there.
Yeah, the title is that plane y'all were talking about on the forums Friday night or something like that.
That may be a carousel.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
did that.
Definitely. The carousel does not have a flap between the booms. But
Well,
yeah, it's
they,
the thread is that twin boom plane y'all were talking about on the video last Friday.
yeah. Yeah, this thing has got a flap in the middle.
Yeah, the carousel does not. Apparently, it didn't look like it because one of them was holding up or one of them was showing a picture of the plans, and it didn't look like it had a flap at all.
Those rudders look different, but they could have been changed by the builder.
Yeah.
It's definitely a Charles Mackey design.
I heard the builder said that it come from Eric Rule. It was a laser kit.
Well,
Yeah, that's a Crusader.
Yep.
That's the Crusader from Eric Rule.
Yep.
Yeah, Eric actually piped up in that thread too. I think Don Ogren's got one, so I might call him and ask him to bring it to Huntersville if he can fit it in his car.
And there was a rear exhaust engine mounted up to it. So it was a Merco 40. So right now it's going to have an OS 46 with a exhaust on the outside, and I kind of had to redo the cowl because it was not made. The cowl was the way it was built. It wasn't made to come off. You couldn't get it off
for a muffler either, right?
Right. I mean, even with the muffler on, you wouldn't be able to get it off. So hell, I spent 2 hours just trying to figure out how to engineer this cowl to reuse it to be able to work. So I got that all done. I've got one more section on the cowl to do because I don't like the gap that's in it on this side here. So that's what I'm going to do tonight while we're talking.
Okay.
But the canopies,
It's
it's painted and everything. So, yep, it's getting. I fiberglassed the nose of it, so it's getting ready. I've sanded. There's 26 lap joints, 26 silk span lap joints with edges that are just. Oh, I spent hours sanding on them joints to feather them in. You know. So anyway, it's coming along. But there's probably, I mean, 2 days. I bet you I got 16 hours easy in just sanding process, just starting it.
Oh, look at Charles. He's got his Stunthangar shirt on.
Oh.
Hey, all right.
Charles, you can rotate your camera back up vertical if you want, because you really are sideways right now.
all right.
Yeah, how do you get your camera upside down and sideways and stuff, Charles?
Here's my phone. I'm using my phone tonight.
You need to get one of these, Charles.
I know. I really want one of those, but I don't want to spend another $27 or whatever.
Hey, if I could be able to afford it, that's the shirt I'm going to buy. I like that shirt.
I got Nat's shirts on there now. It says maybe it's, let me look here. I just put up another one.
I gotta mute this because I'm gonna be doing some noise here.
All right.
Enter.
Terry or somebody said that he and Wiley were trying to get on Monday night when we were not here. And so I hope Wiley will come see us. Been a long time. Hope he's doing okay. And Jim too. We want to see him and tell us about the Twister.
Yeah, I got the Nat shirt. It's the Thunderbolt on the front, and on the back it says Nats 2018.
Oh, I gotta check that out. Here's my new tank I'm building right now.
It's looking nice and neat so far. I think I'm going to get Will Davis to build me a tank for the Cardinal. Because the Twister needs a...
yeah, I solder around a wood former.
Hold it up. We can't see it. It's underneath. Pick it up higher. There you go.
There you go.
So that's the end of it. And the size.
Nice seam. Oh, there's the side with the seam on it.
Yeah, each side has a seam.
I see. It does, doesn't it?
I haven't made the end caps yet. That's next.
There's a slight problem.
What's that?
That's a square tank. Are you going to make it a clunk tank?
Yeah, it's gonna be a clunk tank.
Okay, never mind. No problem then.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's where I'm at so far.
Is that made out of a thinner can?
It's a 8,000 tin sheet by K&S.
Yeah, you can use a thinner can.
A thinner can?
Yeah.
Like a thinner?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll save you some money. Yeah, I'll save you some money. Wasn't that expensive? Made this thing fit so tight, if I can get this piece of wood out. Tight fit. Anyways.
Now, what plane's that going in?
Oh, the Strega.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just the tank that's in it right now. I got the strangest, most peculiar thing. My fuel tank right now is resting against the engine bearers. I need to dug out the engine bearers to lower or raise the tank, depending upon your perspective. So instead of doing that, I've been shimming the motor up, and I have my stalker motor shimmed up about almost 5/8 of an inch. 5/8 of an inch, I mean. And so I'm building a clunk tank so I can lower the pickup, which would be the same thing as lowering the tank without having to remove wood and engine bearers.
Yeah, I have
That's
found
my plan is.
in my experience, it seems like clunk tanks aren't not as sensitive about position as the tanks with the regular hard pickup in them. I don't know if that's just the way it's been working out for me, or if there's any truth to that. I've never heard anybody else say it.
I shimmed all my clunk tanks. All my clunk tanks, I've been shimming them. I know some people just rotate the plug, and you can do that. But I just shim them. I can be more precise shimming it, than rotating that plug.
Is this one going to have a plug in the front of it, or is it just going to be a hard soldered piece of pipe with a piece of soft tube inside?
Right. Hard soldered piece of pipe in the center, or actually I'm going to lower it. The tank I had in there before, this is the one I had in there before. It's not as nice as the tank. This one is probably only my second one I made. So it's not as nice as this one. This one's going to be beautiful, I think. This one's not going to be quite jewelry, but it's going to be pretty close.
Yeah.
If you get a small, thinner can, or a can like Brasso or something with a small screw on top, you can cut the top of it off and solder it onto the end of it and have a removable clunk tank.
Oh, I like that idea.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea too.
I saw one at the Brodax. The guy that builds tanks, he showed me a tank he made just like that.
Did you guys see on the forum that Lou Willard died?
You broke up.
What did you say?
Did you see on the forum that Lou Willard passed away?
Yeah, I did.
No, I didn't know that. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I always liked talking to him.
Yeah, it's on Cox Engine forums too. There were a few guys over there that were acquainted with him.
I'm sorry to hear that.
The Silver Fox.
Yeah.
No, I'd never met him on the phone or online or any other way.
He would bring his daughters to Booter Park, or not his daughters, his granddaughters to Booter Park, and they were little tiny girls. They would get a, you know, he would try to get him to fly, and he would jump and dance and bounce around like he was 10 years old.
Wow, that's awesome.
He was in his 90s.
I love to see a old guy like that that's still got fire in his blood.
Yeah, hopefully that'll be me.
Yeah, I hope so. I think I got sludge in my blood.
Dang it.
Do you have any people watching on YouTube?
Yeah, well, just one viewer right now. It bounces between 1 and 2. Nobody's posted on the chat box yet. Anybody out there viewing on YouTube, if you'll post us a message, let's make sure the chat box is working. I'm curious to know. I'll put a message up there myself. Hello, tubers. There we go. Hello, tubers. Send us a message. Show us a sign.
The other night you had the whole thing full. It was pretty wild.
Yeah. Oh, that's not. I thought that was Tom making a racket, but he's got his microphone muted right now. Yeah, I hope we got a good Friday night crowd tonight. Sometimes they're a little slower coming in than others. What'd you do this week, Charles?
Well, I flew 2 days, Wednesday and today, and my Strega has been out of commission because I'm working on a tank. Didn't feel like flying it. When I realized I have a problem, I just don't even want to fly the plane. I hate wasting fuel. I mean, I have plenty of fuel. I have like four gallons of the fuel for the Strega, but I just hate wasting it, you know. So I came into a Brodak Oriental ARF. Hey, Al.
Hey, Al.
Hey guys, how you doing?
We're good.
Well,
Mark?
Al, I was just going to explain that I flew the Brodak Oriental ARF with the Brodak 40 today with that 11.5.4 prop, and it was nice.
Oh, great.
The engine run was nice.
Yeah, Oriental's a sweet flying plane too.
Did you put a head gasket underneath the head, or you just ran it the way it was?
I ran it the way it was.
Okay, good.
So far, it runs pretty good. Matter of fact, this guy who was watching me, he called me today and he goes, Charles, that Brodak 40 runs great. You should just build a plane around that plane and just fly that in advance, you know?
I tell you, you know, like the guys here that really have that engine perfected. I mean, it runs really, really good. You know, they have it, you know, doing a lot, 4-stroking and, you know, braking, you know, in the loops and everything. And he's just passing that information along with us. And it's, you know, and what's great about the Brodak 40, it's really light. It's like the lightest engine out there, lightest 40 you can get, or lightest any engine that you can get. It's like only like a half an ounce heavier than a Fox 35. You know, it's, you know.
Yeah, I actually got some head shims from Tom Dixon this week.
Okay.
So I got everything you told me, you know, and I'm actually to lighten the front because my Oriental is nose heavy for some reason. So I actually I'm going to go. I don't live that far from Eric Rule, RSM Distribution. I'm going to go and get a Brodak muffler for that 40, a tongue muffler.
Okay.
Do you know how they run on tongue mufflers? They run okay on tongue mufflers?
There's a couple guys running them, but you know, we always run them with the muffler or a header pipe on them.
Does it come with any sort of a muffler?
Yeah, they come with a.
Yeah, it comes with a tube muffler.
And just
I guess right here.
yeah, remember. Okay. Yeah, and
I hear you. Art.
what's that?
I said, I hear you. You know, I walked away. I can still hear you.
Okay. No, I said I got those filters for the Venturi. Brodak sells them. Man.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
What?
Brodak has
What?
one in stock.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me lock into that.
It's
There we go. Oh yes.
yeah, they're
Excellent.
really nice too.
Damn. I
How
just
much
sent,
do they
cost?
I just sent a shopping list with somebody up to Brodak, and they've already gotten everything and come home. I wish I'd known that was there.
Well, yeah.
How much are they running over there, Al?
What's that?
How much are they on that site?
Well,
We can't understand.
I said, how much are they, Al?
they were not much, like $4. Let me see. The shit. That's $3.99.
Okay.
Dang.
$3.99, and I bought 6 of them, and the shipping was $12 shipping and handling.
I wish I'd known that 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Oh, the blue line filter.
Yeah, Brewline.
Yeah. John's having them made.
The different color of the screen indicates the fine or coarse mesh, doesn't it?
Right. The green is the fine, and the coarse one is like a charcoal gray color.
Uh-huh.
Well, these are white. These are white, and they look pretty trans. You know, I'm sorry. These are white, and I could see through it. You know, so.
Is it nylon?
All right.
I don't know. Have no idea. It's pretty thick.
It's not metal, though, is it?
No. And then I bought, like I said, the head gaskets. I sent you the. Did you get that text, Charles, that I sent you with the head gasket?
Yeah, I got the text regarding the LA40s.
Yeah. So I saw that on eBay, so I bought them too. They're not metal, but they're some kind of composite.
Okay.
So I figured.
Yeah, I got some from Tom Dixon.
These were $8 for 2. Yeah. But the LA40 is the same. The LA40 and the Brodak 40 have the same bore. You know.
Okay.
You could take the head off of one and put it on the other. They'll interchange. You know, they'll fit in.
Interesting. Wow, I didn't know that.
Yep. So
Maybe somebody will show up at the contest in May with some of those. I don't know if Tom Morris will have them. Jim Lee might. Don't know who all's going to show up right now.
At Brodak in May?
No, at Huntersville.
Okay.
A lot of people don't come to Huntersville in May, though, because they're saving themselves for either Triple Tree or Brodak.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. You can only get so much time off.
Does anybody know if I can get like a carbon fiber gear like this?
Maybe Steve Wilk. Steve Wilk.
Okay.
I think Jim had carbon fiber gear on his Twister, didn't he? Might ask him if he comes in.
All right. Yeah, because this plane is nose heavy. So I'm trying to get rid of some weight. I was going to put a tongue muffler on it and maybe a carbon fiber gear.
Well, man, if it's nose heavy with a Brodak 40, don't put any other engine on it. Because a Brodak 40 is a light engine.
If it's running that sweet, I hate to change mufflers anyway, but
yeah, right.
Put it up for a flight and see.
Yeah.
What kind of lap times were you getting with it, Charles? Did you time it?
You know what? I didn't get a time on it today, but the first time I flew it on Wednesday, man, I was getting like 4 lap times, but that was with the 11.5 prop. So I know when I put this prop on, the 11 by 5.4, I know the lap times went down, but I don't know what they were. They feel about right.
Yeah. No, I mean, did you notice any difference with line tension too? Because every time I used it, when I discovered that prop, that the prop that you got now, the 11.5 by 4, gives you a lot of line tension.
Well, you know, Wednesday, when I flew the plane Wednesday, I had the original prop on there, and I just flew upright and level just to make sure the wing was level. I had someone on the outside of the circle just to look at the wing. I didn't really do anything fancy. I just short tanked the tank and flew it, and they said that the plane was level, both upright and inverted, and then that was it. And then today, I mean, both days I only flew once a piece. I didn't fly very much today. Because once I saw the tank needed to be shimmed, I just shut it down. And unfortunately, the way that the person put the tank in there is not adjustable at the field. I have tank shims, but I couldn't raise the tank with the way they put it in. So hopefully I'll go out there Monday. I'm going to drive to Eric's house at RSM and actually pick up the tongue muffler. And also, the landing gear that RSM has, it's tempered. It's that Durali aluminum. It's tempered. It doesn't bounce as much. Doesn't this landing gear, when you land hard, it'll kind of splay out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, the landing gear that Eric sells, it doesn't splay out. It holds its shape.
Yeah, I've had trouble with that landing gear splaying out too on landings, hard landings.
Yeah, the Brodak landing gear is just regular aluminum, I suspect. But if you get the aluminum gear from Eric, it's tempered. It'll hold its shape, more rigid.
And that telephone doesn't have very good audio.
Whose phone? My phone?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll get off and get a computer.
Yeah, okay, if it's not too much trouble, that'd be great.
No, it's too much trouble, but I'll still do it.
Laying a guilt trip on me now.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys later. I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, see you.
Didn't mean to run you off. Oh, well.
Yeah, you did.
It was getting hard to understand though.
Yeah, it was.
All right, Tom. What's your report? What you got going on?
Well, getting all the cracks that were not, you know, they're. I don't like a cow that's got a lot of gap. Don't look right, does it? When it has a lot of gaps in it, you know. So we took care of all that. Now we should be ready for fillets now.
Oh, you know what? I just bought my first package of not Z-Poxy, my first package of Superfill. And that was another thing that Bob brought me back from Brodak.
Sparky gave me some, I went and visited him back, and when was that, 2015?
Yeah, I don't know, a while ago.
Something like that, and there's, yeah, he had some old Superfill. I still got it, man. I should have enough to do this airplane, in fact, Sparky.
Is that what you usually use?
Yeah, I love that Superfill.
I've got micro balloons, but they're can be a little messy to use. I usually do pretty good with them though. But every time I've watched somebody use Superfill on YouTube or wherever, it always looks so much easier than micro balloons. And I think you got a little more work time out of it too, or it's just easier. It doesn't take as much work time to put it on.
Yeah, that's it. Sometimes on the Superfill, it takes so long to cure out. You know, sometimes I want it to work a little faster, but
yeah,
yeah, when it gets to a certain point, my finger, I can just shape that thing with, you know, keep my alcohol, my fingers wet with alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's just like working with Bondo on a car.
I've always made fairly large fillets. You know, it reminds me of full-size aircraft, but I'll look at all the other planes that people are building, and most people make smaller, neater fillets than I do. I don't know about neater, but you know, I use my index finger, you know, so they're that
My rule of thumb is use as less as possible. More you use, the more weight you have on your plane.
Yeah, that's true. I always feel like it gives it a little more structural integrity, but I don't know if that's true or not.
I could show you. I mean, look at the. This wouldn't need much fillet.
No, not on that.
You see, I mean, I tried. I was thinking about maybe, you know, should I even need anything on that?
Yes.
Probably, because you're right, because you'll see the indentations. Yep. I ain't even gonna ask again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe
there's a crap load of fillets to put on this plane.
Are you thinking like an 1/8 of an inch size fillet?
As small as I can get.
Mm-hmm.
I usually tape it off, and then I take I got this little tool.
Yeah.
See, it's for your fingernails. And it's got this type of tip on it on one side and right there. And it's also got a curve on this back.
Yeah, it's a pretty good little tool.
And man, I just scrape it all off. And then after I get it all off, I pull all my tape off. And there's a certain, before you, like Sparky said on one of his videos, there's a certain amount of time you got to wait before you can get that alcohol on there and start shaping it.
Oh, okay. So you kind of got to get the hang of that, I guess.
Right. Once you get that figured out, boom, man, it's like, it's great. I mean, you know, when it dries, it's kind of like a real slick surface. So, yeah, I'll take a little bit of 400 or 320 or something like that and sand it completely so it's all one color, you know, and it's not very hard to sand. And if you do it right, you don't really have to really sand it to shape it, but just to scuff it up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't usually have to sand my micro balloons fillets either. Not much.
I'm going to hit it, guys. I'm going to get up early in the morning.
Okay, Sparky.
Saturday.
Yeah. Long drive.
Get up early on Saturday for what? You working 6 days a week now?
Long drive to St. Louis.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
be careful on the drive.
Yeah. All right, guys. Have a good hangout.
Yeah, you too. Have a good weekend.
Good night.
See ya.
See ya. All right.
Okay.
Now the boss is gone. We can cut loose. Bring in the party girls.
I'm not.
Yeah. On this, one thing I did on this thing, I don't understand, but anyway.
Bless you. Yeah.
Is can you see them joints there?
Let me zoom in on you.
Yeah.
Sure.
These parts are laser cut, but who wants to fool with crap like this? So I just used this for a pattern. I just went ahead and made new rudders for the back. It's kind of scary when I put the silk span on them. Man, they look like a pretzel, dude. That's that dope and that silk span. Man, see, this is only 1/8 inch thick rudder.
Yeah.
And I thought, well,
when I do something thin like flaps and put dope on it, I usually do both sides at the same time, or if I do separate sides, usually it'll bend one way and then straighten out when I wet the other side after it hardens out. And if it doesn't, then I just keep re-wetting it and it'll straighten out. but I'm not.
I put some lead weight on it, and I set them on. I put them on parchment paper, whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, I did both sides at the same time. I did one side, on all of them. There was, there's 4 pieces, and I got back and I was like, wow, man, that silk band is, and that tauntine dope, it's all drying and it's shrinking and it's pulling, So I thought, well, I better get the other side done it too, while it's all wet. So yeah, it turned out fine. They're all nice. I mean, it's super straight.
Yeah.
Now, it was a hell of a jig to get these rudders set up. Actually, to tell you the truth, I didn't have any plans, but I set these rudders about a half a degree to the left, or I mean to the right.
Uh-huh.
Actually, you can't even see it if you looked at them.
What kind of power plant you going to put in there?
An LA 46.
Okay.
It's 52 inches. The wing cord from leading edge to trailing edge is 11 inches. And then you add 2.5 inches to that, and there's the trailing edge of the flap. So what's that figure out a square?
I didn't pay a close enough attention to calculate it as you were talking. Say it again, and I'll try it in my head and see.
Let's see. It's 52 inches long, and the wing cord is 11 inches.
Okay, 52 times 11.
Times 11. Yeah, I need to probably figure this out.
Yeah, 52 times
572.
52 times 11.
572.
572. Now you got your flaps that are 2.5 inches. And that would be times 52, right?
If they're not tapered.
Well, no, they're not. No, it wouldn't be. It would be the length of it, which is in between the booms. That's 18 inches. Well, 17 3/4. That's what you would take that times, wouldn't it? 17.75 equals 44 1/3 plus 572 equals. So I got about 616 3/8 square inches.
That's a pretty substantial wing.
I know, 52, and I'm putting an LA 46 on it. Now, I haven't got any information back, but I asked a couple questions, or one question was, that Merc 40, it's rear exhaust. Now, some of them rear exhausts, like the VF, the OS, what is it? The
VF.
OS VF, isn't it like a 40 size VF is actually compared to like almost a 60 size?
They say on a pipe.
Yeah, right. Rear exhaust with a pipe.
Yeah, but then you're better off with a 46. How much is it going to weigh? What's your target weight?
That's a good question. Let's see what it weighs now, because the only thing it's missing right now is the engine and tank, and I've got it here to weigh it. Let's take a measurement here,
because that's probably more critical than the square inches, for the LA 46.
What's that?
I said that's probably more critical.
Oh, while Tom's getting that set up, let me ask a question. For my Cardinal, I was thinking LA 46 was probably ideal, and I like the way it flew my old one. But since y'all have been talking about a Brodak 40, I'm wondering, does that machine have enough guts to fly a plane that thinking LA 46 is a good fit for?
The LA 46 has more power, swings a bigger prop.
Yeah, I think for that Cardinal, I guess I'm better off with the 46.
The Brodak 40 is perfect for a nobler size plane.
I see. Okay.
So anything like a nobler or a Vector, something like that.
Yeah.
The Brodak.
Yeah. And it sounds like Charles's Oriental did pretty well with the 40.
Right. I mean, it's for that size plane, and it's a light engine. You know, like that's a problem with putting an LA in a Nobler is it's too nose heavy.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's like an ounce and a half or more heavier than the Brodak.
Yeah.
You know, so everybody's plugging them in their Geeski Noblers, you know, and stuff. A couple of guys
flew my Nobler with an FP35, and it flew really, really nicely.
Yeah.
And that was a ARF Nobler.
Got a dead battery, fellas. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm actually building. You know, I was actually started putting an ARF Nobler together. I was going to empowering it with an LA-25, but then the project got to a standstill because of I won that chief at the swap meet.
Another project took over, huh?
Yeah, so and it had an FP40 in it, and I started, you know, working on that, trying to get that running right. And when I first flew it, it was a nightmare. It did exactly what the FP40 did. You know, it ran away, you know, a couple laps, 5 or 6 laps, good. You could do the first, you know, wing over or whatever, and all of a sudden things start run away on me, you know. So I was started, you know, I went through all the things to get it running right, because I wanted to put that. I put a prop on it that you're not supposed to put on the FP40. I put that APC 11.5 by 4 prop, and you know that's like too much low for an FP40. So I like playing with the engine. So I went inside. I retimed the ports. I saw what was the matter with it, and did all that work to it. And now I have it running really good. You know, so it's, you know. I went, you know, I put it on the degree wheel. I cut the ports open and basically timed it like a Brodak 40.
Yeah.
And it's starting to come together. I had tank issues also, but everybody with the FP40s, I think they used to use a 10.5, 4.5, or 10.5.
That's right.
Something like that.
10.5, 4.5. That's what I use on the FP40.
Right. Yeah. It's like
I got that from Dennis Moritz. He told me to try that one, and so did Ken Cook.
Yeah, but I don't like the way that, you know, that run sounds, you know, so there's a couple guys run it that way. So I went back to the 11.5 by 4, you know, that it's a wide blade APC, and it's it pulls the plane nice if you get it in the right RPM range. And Charles is starting to find that out now, you know. It's you get it running good, it's a nice combination. But I was glad to get those filters, because I was telling my buddy, I said, oh, there's a guy out, you know, Charles knows where to get the filters. And he says, oh, Brodak has them in stock. I go, really? The next day I got on the phone and called him.
Man, I'm so disappointed I didn't know that 2 days ago. And Bob ran up there and got me a whole sack full of stuff. And now I could have had that on the list. But then Brodak charges about $9 or $10 for shipping, don't they?
Yeah, it was $12 shipping. Yeah, so
yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, unless you have somebody to go to the fly-in, you know, you can.
Yeah.
Oh my! We have right now no paint and no wheels. We got 35.9 ounces.
With no engine.
No, that's with the engine.
35?
Oh, well, that's
without the engine. The airplane weighs 23.8 ounces.
Wow.
Well, you're in good shape.
Yeah.
That's pretty light. Now, these booms in the back, I tell you what, if I had one of them off of there, I could smack you right in the side of the jaw and probably break your jaw. I mean, these things are super strong. They're hollowed out. I think what they look like to me, I think that they are that they've been molded by a buck.
Oh. I wouldn't put a VF in there for the simple fact is that's a heavy engine.
Well,
Especially that's probably
I don't have a choice because I'm not putting one in because I don't have the money to buy one.
right.
And I'm not up to that stage yet in my of my flying experience. So
They're
I'll
like
get
11
one of these
ounces.
days. But I think this is going to be fine with this LA.
Oh yeah, no, that's light.
So let's see, 35. Let's say I get a 6-ounce finish. That's going to put me right at 41, 41.9, 42, something like that.
You know, my Jaguar's 51 and LA 46 pulls it really, really nice. And I'm flying it on 60-foot lines.
Hey, I had a 73.9 and a 46 pulling it. Yeah. That's heavy.
Yep.
But cool.
Rusty, do you go to Brodak or no?
No, yeah, would love to, but it's not in the cards for me. But luckily, I've at least got the Joe Knoll contest up at Triple Tree, and that's a nice place to go. But it's not it's not a week-long event, not the stunt contest like Brodak. And there's so much fun to be had at Brodak, but I just can't arrange it with them, my dialysis schedule and all that. It just wouldn't work out at all.
Well, I didn't know you had that.
Yeah,
condition.
yeah, I've been on dialysis for 32 years now. So
wow.
Considering I'm having about as much fun as ought to be allowed. If I can get back to flying, I will be anyway. I'm pretty sure I'll be flying again soon.
Was that every couple days or every 3 days?
Every 3, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like I can get out of the treatment and go straight to the field and fly because I'm totally wasted when I get through.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just one of those things. I can't get around that. Now, if I got a week vacation at the beach or something like that, I can arrange for a treatment. But going to the beach is a lot different from going to something like Brodak, where you've got to actively participate and
well, it's a lot of walking, a lot of walking,
Yeah.
Unless you get it. I mean, a lot of guys, John, makes a golf course. Yeah, I mean, you got to pay for them, but you can get a golf cart.
Yeah.
He has that people can use. But
that's one of the things that worries me about this spring. Even if I can fly, am I up to pitting and walking between the circles and getting my gear here and there and all that kind of stuff? So we'll see. I can maybe I'll judge if I can't fly when I get there.
Because there's 6 circles in John's backyard.
Wow.
And then plus there's the parking lot, like the field that they use for the parking lot. So if it's a lot, we do a lot of walking from one end of the field to the other.
It's good for you when you can do it.
Yeah, yeah. I always come home a few pounds lighter.
Yeah.
After that week,
I always feel like that's what keeps me alive and keeps me going is all the walking it involves. Because I mean, even at one circle, you do a lot of walking back and forth out to fly and running the lines out, and there's just a lot. It adds up over a period of a day.
Right. So what's that model you're building? I saw the pictures on Stunthangar.
A Cardinal.
Oh, your Cardinal? Okay.
Yeah.
It's coming out nice.
Yeah, it is. It's coming out slowly because, I got interrupted this winter and couldn't get out to the shop. But now I'm kind of getting back into it. About once or twice a week, I'm getting out there and getting something done. So I hope to wrap up that fuselage soon and get to building the wing. I think I can build the wing pretty quick. I've built enough of them now to where I don't have to do so much thinking and scratching my head.
Yeah, I've been, like I said, I got to get back on that Arf Nobler again. I changed the mounts in it, and I got the wing glued in and everything, and I made
Holy crap!
I made fillets out of epoxy, micro balloons.
That looks
and,
nice.
Acrylic paint.
What'd you say, Tom?
I said that looks nice, man. I think I'm done. I think I'm ready for Bondo and fillets and crap. Yeah.
Great.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's all right.
No, I was just saying that my friend told I asked him, how do you make the fillets on the ARF? Because it's it's already colored and everything. So he told me to micro balloons, epoxy, and then use like the acrylic paints from like my wife has some of that stuff, and you mix it in, get the color close, and put that in the cracks, and it worked out pretty good. It looked pretty good.
With my P40, I just took CA glue and built it up layer by layer, and didn't use any coloring on it.
Really?
It actually looks pretty good, but it's not a real fillet, so to speak. It's not really shaped, but it seals up any gaps in it, and it looks good, and it's tight.
Right.
What you got? Hang on, let me click on you, Tom, and see what you got there. Okay.
It's a tooth. No, it's a great big old daub of wood putty. Got dug out of this. Hell, there's some weight right there. There's another one in here.
What's that stuck all over?
It's inside here by this nose cone area on the inside here. Wow, it looks just like regular wood putty.
Putty's heavy stuff.
Yeah, it is. It's hard as a rock.
That's a hell of a thing to use for filler. I usually go for lightweight spackle if it's not necessary to add any structural integrity.
I dug it out. Look what I just did.
You went right through it.
Straight through it.
Hole?
Yeah.
See right there?
I see it. Patch a little piece of fiberglass or something back there, and then put some lightweight spackle on top.
Oh, I'll use that. I'll use the super fill.
That'll work.
Well, it was a great big old gob that was sticking out in there, and it was loose. But oh well. This is all fiberglass.
You glassed that over balsa wood?
What's that?
Would you fiberglass that over balsa wood, or it's a molded piece?
No, it's over balsa wood.
Okay.
I use 2/10 of an ounce, fiberglass cloth.
Right.
So that hole you just uncovered was just where the original builder accidentally went through the wood while he was shaping it, you think?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, looking at the crutch, looking at the wood, the spruce, it's not. There's nothing there. What I do is I take and I shape my crutch, my wood.
Mm-hmm.
So when I sand, you're not supposed to sand through balsa and then hit hardwood.
No.
Because when you finish after a while, that hardwood will come out on your finish.
Oh, yeah.
You'll see it through your finish over a period of time. So I try to cut all my hardwoods in a way so when I get done shaping the nose, there's no hardwood showing.
Yeah.
And it's just like the motor. on the LA-46, the motor, to center it perfectly in the nose ring perfectly, I have to have a 532 aluminum plate underneath my motor. 1/8 plate, which is usually what you get, you know, aluminum. It's usually 1/8 inch, you know. Yeah, I've got an oddball 5/32. So
I've got offset shims under my motor on my Cardinal, and so it's about 1/8 in the front, and it's really thin at the rear. So
what's that, what degree do you have that on?
Huh?
Well, I mean, that sounds like that's a lot of degrees.
Well, maybe it's not 1/8. Maybe it's a little thinner than that at the front, but it's 2-degree wedges.
Oh yeah, I only use 1 degree. I use 2
about it.
I used 2 degrees, and man, it was really pulling on my arm, man.
I got 2 on my P40 also, but maybe I overdid it. I can always change it.
Are you talking top to bottom or
I'm talking about outboard thrust angle.
Okay.
Yeah, on a profile.
Yeah, this is profile.
Yeah, this is profile, because I don't have to have offsets on this.
Well,
right.
I mean, rule of thumb, what we do, 1/8 of an inch off the prop, and 1/8 of an inch. You know, when you put it all together and measure from the prop back to the leading edge, you want the inboard side out an 1/8 of an inch further than the outboard side.
Oh, I probably got more than that. I'll check.
Oh yeah, being 2 degrees, you got way more than that.
Yeah.
You know, it's probably 1/4 inch.
I'll check it on the P40 and see what it is. I think that's also 2 degrees. I hadn't got a
yeah, because if you think about it, where your engine mounts and then where your prop is, you know, that 2 degrees turns into.
Oh, I understand the geometry. Yeah.
Right, man. I mean, you know, it turns into a lot of dimension. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know what? It's like almost 10 o'clock, and there is so much superfill to do. I might as well just start taping. You guys want to come over and do the fillets?
That's okay. I think I'll pass. Thanks.
I only have like 800.
Oh gosh.
No, there's quite a few though.
Taping it off is the part I hate.
I know, right? I tell you what, that's like when I'm painting. Oh my gosh, the masking is just unreal, isn't it?
Yeah. And then the painting just bang bang, and
yeah, I know the paint. You go, you know, you spend 60 seconds in painting, and you spend, you know,
hours,
60 hours in masking.
Yeah, it's all in a prep.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yep. The painting is only like 2% of the work.
But that gets all the glory.
That's right. The paint gets all the glory. That's bull crap.
Yeah.
Now, how much does the usual paint job weigh? What have y'all found? An ounce or 2?
It's supposed to be your complete finish from the time you put sealer on the balsa to seal your balsa wood, you know, and all the covering, all the dope coats, and your primer, which is sanded off, and your color, and then your clear coat should be around 8 ounces. But this acrylic that I'm painting with, dude, 1.5 ounces is all I had on my bastard for the color.
When I get my Cardinal fuselage ready to start finishing, before I silk span it or anything, I'll weigh the raw wood, and then every stage after that, and just count them up and see how they incrementally grow as dope it and sand it, then silk span it, then prime it, then paint it.
Yeah. Yeah, when I was at the Nats, I bought these off of 2 years ago. This is 1/4 inch and 1/8 inch tape. I bought it at 3M. I bought it off of Bob Hunt, and it was like more or less given to me, you know, when you buy it from him. And but I learned a lot. I didn't know that, and thinking about it, I didn't know that old masking tape and old tape, the adhesives always gas off all the time. So you want fresh tape. Well, I think this tape here is like 10 years old. So if you got any kind of little bitty dust on anywhere, that tape won't stick.
Now, when I'm sometimes I take my wide tape and pull strips out on a piece of glass and then cut short strips for masking. I guess that's a lot of trouble to get to the same place. And then a lot of times I'll stick the tape to my shirt first before I stick it to the plane.
Yep. Yeah, it's like I use a tack cloth, you know. But I tell you what, I'm going to get me some more of that 3M taping because it really works really well.
Do you think that tack cloth leaves some of that wax behind on the fuselage that interferes?
Oh, you mean this? Yeah. I mean, if it does, it's so minute that it doesn't mess with the paint. Because if it did, see any type of petroleum product on the surface, that's where you get the fisheye.
Yeah, that tack cloth is beeswax, isn't it? The tack cloth
is supposed to be
wax, doesn't it?
Right, it's supposed to be.
How you doing tonight, Jim?
Good. How are you guys doing?
I'm good. Sorry to hear about your twister.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, ain't it?
You want to tell us the story about that?
Yeah, I haven't heard. What happened?
Want to see a picture of it?
Oh,
that's not.
Hey,
good.
where's the other half of the wing, man? Is that that must be the outboard wing, huh?
That's the inboard wing.
Is anything on the fuselage broken?
Yeah, the tail.
I did the same thing. I busted the wing on my twister.
The tail is broke. I'll tell you, it was actually, I put a trim flight on it first, and it was pretty good actually. But the inboard wing was just a little bit low, I could tell, but it had plenty of line tension. And so Wednesday I went out to do another trim flight, and I thought, well, okay, and I probably did this wrong. It's probably my stupidity that caused this, but
hey, I got a lot of that, Jim. You want some?
No, I got plenty to go on my own talk. But so I thought, okay, I'll move the lead outs forward about 1/8 of an inch and see if that makes a difference in the way it was flying way cocked out, because I've got about a degree of out thrust in the motor.
Mm-hmm.
And it was flying way cocked out, but it had plenty of line tension. And I had very little rudder offset in it. I have adjustable rudder, so
yeah,
I didn't have hardly any in it because it's a big rudder. And anyway, so I flew it. I did some loops, did a wing over right over the top, 90 degree. It flew good, except for it looked like it wasn't tracking like it's supposed to. So anyway, so I moved the lead out forward about 1/8 of an inch. And I did something bad. I put about another 1/4 ounce of wingtip weight in, and I thought, okay, this will probably, and it did. I took off. I used my stooge. I took off, and it was flying good, and it was better. It was almost level from my point of view, and it had pretty good line tension. So I thought, okay, so I'll do a loop and see what it does. I did a loop, and at the top of the loop, I had a massive line tension loss.
Wow.
And I tried, I'm
All out.
I'm old. I'm older now. 40 years ago, I could have probably saved it, but I couldn't do it. So anyway, it came in, did a Dutch roll after it got complete loss of line tension, and went in nose first. And I thought, maybe, and I looked so much before I flew it the first time, even looking for wing warps, making sure the flaps were exactly the same, no offset in the flaps. It's probably the straightest airplane I've ever built, and because it's been so long since I built one, and so I wonder if maybe I lost or just didn't see or detect a wing warp.
How about the wind? Was there the wind, the direction?
Do what?
Yeah, I was going to ask you.
The wind. Yeah.
The wind was almost nothing. It was less than 5 miles an hour, and my loop I did on the downwind side. And I'm kind of at a loss here because
I can't believe that extra quarter of an ounce on the outboard tip didn't.
Nah.
I can't believe that had anything to do with it.
I can't believe it did either. But I was gonna do one thing at a time,
right?
And actually did two things at a time.
Both of those things, 1/8 of an inch and I mean the 1/4 of an ounce should have helped you, and that 1/8 of an inch shouldn't have mattered that much.
Now, do you know if it was flying outboard tip, high, inverted, and upright, or did it change from one way to the other?
Outboard tip a little bit higher, just barely a little bit higher than the inboard tip.
What about when you flipped it over and flew it inverted?
Well, I didn't do any inverted flight. I did a couple of 2 or 3 loops on the first flight and a straight overhead wing over.
Yeah.
And it did okay, but it just looked like it was flying crooked with the front end of the airplane facing out.
Yeah. It should have some yaw out. Usually use your wheels and see that the outboard wheel is peeking out behind the inboard wheel, and that's about what you want to see. Before you add tip weight, you need to know whether the outboard wing is dipping in the same direction, whether it's inverted and upright, before you decide whether it's tip weight or a flap that needs adjusting. So,
right. And
all of what you did sounds so minute that it's hard to guess what might have happened.
Unless he flew through his own wake or something.
Well,
yeah, if there was no wind at all.
Right.
But that's not at the top of the loop where he said he lost it. It's not where I would expect that to be what happens, but could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think so either, Rusty.
What kind of power? What engine?
It's a Fox 35. I was running and this may have had something to do with it. On the first flight I ran a 10.6.
Right.
Because that's what I had. And I ran a 9.4.
Ooh, okay.
Excuse me,
yeah.
a 10.4.
So yeah, the 9.4, that'll give you less line tension.
Yeah, sure will.
Yeah.
And right at the top of the loop, you bet.
Yeah. And then what line length?
60 feet.
Yeah.
That ain't bad.
Yeah, it's all but usually, I mean,
it wasn't a 9.4, it was a 10.4. Excuse me.
Oh, okay.
But I'm thinking
that would still do it, Jim, because I was trying to trim out my plane and I was trying to get my lap speeds down and slow it up doing things, and I went from a 11.5 to 11.4.5, and I was like, well, it definitely, I can feel it in my line tension, but every time I'd go up to do a loop, I would lose my line tension. So I did an overhead, and my overhead, did a wing over, and I could feel it. Well, it wasn't, I had line tension, but it wasn't like it was. So I went back to 11.5, and boom, that problem went away.
That may have been what it was.
So I was told myself, well, with that airplane, doing a 4.5 pitch ain't gonna work.
I would move down to 58-foot lines also, islet to islet.
Well, what, a 35 motor?
Yeah.
Remember, the only thing the lines are going to do is, you might get a little more tension, but you're going to get more speed.
Yeah, well,
what is it? 1 foot of line equals 1.1 seconds lap time.
No, that much?
Yeah. No,
I thought it was a tenth of a second.
It's a tenth of a second.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, 1.1. I was going to say, wow.
Yeah, a tenth of a second. I'm sorry. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
Anyway, I would say that was all in prop pitch.
Yeah, I fly my Chief with the FP40 on it on 58-foot lines.
Yeah.
It's just
well, what's your lap times? They got to be fast.
Right, they're 5:07. 5:07. Around that.
What, 5 seconds?
I can get it to like target is 5:01. I still, the weather's still too cold around here for me to get the whole pattern in, and I'm running a little bit on the lean side. But I run a 4-stroke.
Cold air. It has a big play in how these engines run too, and how the airplane cuts through the air.
But yeah,
I was running a clunk tank, and the engine ran really well. It's a Fox 35.
Right.
It ran really well. I was real pleased with the engine run on the first flight and the second flight until I did my stupid stunt. But anyway.
Well, the fuselage sounds like you can just fix the tail and then buy yourself a new wing kit. Now, that's what I did for my Twister. Nothing was broken except for the wing, and I called Walt Umblin, or one of my friends did actually. He gave it to me as a gift. Walt sent me a new wing kit, and I just put the wing kit together and slid it in.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a wing kit for one of these.
You can get a wing kit for just about anything. Yeah.
What is a SIG Twister?
Yeah.
Man. I mean, do you have the plans to it?
Yeah. I sure do.
Well, you can either scratch build it or there's a bunch of places that have that. That have nothing but just a SIG or the Twister wing kit.
Yeah. Mine's a Walt Umblin kit, but if you want a copy of it, I'll send it to you.
I've got it broke off the inboard wing right at the fuselage.
Well, you can probably
I would have to grind out all the other stuff, and
I had to do that.
Yeah,
Dremel's a wonderful thing for gutting a wing root, but or if you got enough to graft to, you can just build 1/2 of a wing and graft it right to it.
Yeah. Well, when it crashed, it pulled the bell crank out and everything on the inboard.
Yeah, mine too. That's how mine was.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked pitiful, but you can't look at the plane and tell it was ever wrecked now.
Well, that's cool. I might try to do that.
Once you get started, it's easier than you think.
But
just get a Dremel and gut that root out and try not to make it any bigger or misshapen, and you can use little shims for where it does get misshapen, because you're not going to do it perfectly. But once you get that wing built, get it in there, shim it up, glue it. You got your Twister back.
So do you guys think my putting a different lower pitch prop on it probably caused this problem?
I think so.
Yeah.
I've never flown a Fox with less than a 9.6, but
Yeah.
a 10.4 is what or 10.5. I forget which one is what I usually use. 10.5, I think.
Yeah, let me look at. I'll tell you what prop we use here. I just gotta go look at the plane. Hold on for a second. Excuse me.
I'm thinking that had a big part in this. If I'd have run the 10.6 like I had the first flight, I think I wouldn't be looking at a broken plane right now.
Yeah, you'd have your line tension.
Maybe. It's hard to say, but next time you see a wing high or low, check it flying in the other direction before you go changing the wingtip weight, because it may not be the tip weight. It may be the flaps that need tweaking.
Yeah. And you know what? I looked at these flaps, and I looked at them, and I looked at them, and I looked at them, and as far as I could tell, they were dead nuts on.
You can't look at them and tell.
Equal.
I mean, they can be straight, but something else, you know. Now, I'm sure the super experts would come on and and tell you that you didn't, build something right if you have to tweak the flaps and they appear straight. But at my level, that's the only way I know to fix it, where you fly tip high one way and tip low the other direction. And if it flies tip low in both directions, then it's tip weight, or tip high in both directions is tip weight. But if it flies tip low upright and tip high inverted, then that's a flap tweak.
Yeah.
We use on the Fox 35s on our Noblers at 10.5 by 6 APC.
10.5 by 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
10.5 by 6 on a Fox 35 Stunt. APC prop.
Okay.
And
I had a master air screw on the first flight.
Those are seriously underpitched also.
Yeah.
Are they? Well, it had lots of line tensions on the master air screw, and when I changed to the 10.4 APC, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, those are hugely different props. APCs and master air screws.
There's no way you can take that wing, since it busted off so clean. There isn't any way for you to just glue it right back in place.
Graft it back on.
Yeah. I mean, if I mean, it gets you in the air.
What about the spars? Have you got any spars sticking out of the broken side?
No. No, the spar.
You can slot that spar on top and pack it with carbon tow and CA glue, and it'll be just as strong as that spar ever was. Let's see what Al's holding up here.
Yeah, this is the ARF Nobler project. I was going to LA 25. I took the mounts, redid the mounts here, and I put Tom Morris controls in it. And boy, that was a job to get his bell crank system into the wing. That was a lot of
a 3-inch crank.
Was there a lot of cussing that went on? Is that what you're trying to say?
Say that again?
There was a lot of cussing going on and swearing. Was that what you're trying to say?
You better believe it. You better believe it. I mean, man, I don't know. It just came out of to get it into the wing, and it was just, I think it's a 3.5-inch bell crank. I forget now, but
probably is.
We had to move.
Every time I get a kid, everything's always 3-inch.
And had to, where it just came out of the wing so high that we had to modify one of the spars going across. It was just like, I called a mayday out to one of my friends that's a much better builder than I am, and we were like, trying to get that in there, and we're saying like, wow, we can't believe this. We would have been better off just building a wing, But it's all the controls are in now, and they work really nice. But I have to get back on. I want to get this in the air. Like I said,
I've got an Ennobler that's almost in that same stage. It's one that I've put together out of spare parts, and it's everything. I've got the controls locked into position and everything. All it needs is glue and power plant. So.
And this is the one I did I used epoxy, micro balloons, and that acrylic artist paint.
That's nice and neat.
And taped it up and put it in there, and got the color to match good. It looks pretty good for
Yeah, it does look nice.
Yeah, but I'll show you the engine. I got to go get the engine.
Hey, I'm back, you guys.
Man, I didn't mean to cause you all that trouble, Charles.
Yeah, my family had some interruptions from me and all that, so
that's it's a gutted LA-25.
Oh wow!
Then I'm gonna, that's gonna bolt in and just see if it can power that the Nobler, and I'm gonna put the Brian Gardner ABC piston and liner for it, and just gonna set it all up to see if I can get it to pull this Nobler.
You gonna put a pipe on that or what? With that header?
Yes, the header. Yep, I'm gonna use the header.
Just the header, or are you gonna put a pipe on top of that header?
No, just the header and just a reducer and some kind of
Okay.
Some kind of deflector, exhaust deflector, but no pipe.
I have a friend who has a Nobler. He bought a header with a tuned pipe on eBay, and that thing sounds so sweet. It's LA-25
really?
with a tuned pipe, basically, and it is so sweet.
But he has it running down the side of the fuselage.
It's underneath. It goes underneath the wing.
Oh, so it's a rear exhaust.
No, side, just like you have right there. It's a header.
Oh, okay.
And then he has a tuned pipe attached to it, and he just took a chance, saw it on eBay, and bought it. It was a great price, and then he put it on there. And then when he flew it, I was like, "Oh man, that thing sounds so nice." And it acts like a governor, so he really gets a nice engine run on it.
And now, is it is it a carbon fiber one or is it a metal one? Tuned pipe.
I'm trying to remember. I think it's a metal one. I think it's a all aluminum.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you see, I'm curious. Does he know what brand it is, or it's probably some kind of Mac pipe or something?
He just bought it off of eBay.
Yeah.
He saw it and he just took a chance and bought it, and he hooked it up, and
it works, right?
It works great.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I hope that works out for you. I like my Nobler. Unfortunately, it has some damage to it, but it was a really good flying plane. And I put a 4-inch bell crank in my Nobler.
Yeah, well,
that was a lot of
work.
My Stuka, it'll be the first airplane I've ever flown with a 4-inch bell crank.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, everyone said you'll like it, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
Yeah, it's the 3-inch is fine. You just get more. You have more leverage with a 4-inch bell crank.
Yeah,
well, be careful when you pull your first loop and make sure you got enough air, because it'll fly a bigger loop. Before you know it, you'll run out of air and hit the ground. So,
okay, well, that's a good thing to know. Thank you for that.
But you see, I cut the ailerons.
Okay.
So what we do is Then I'm gonna I hinge.
Raise it lower. Raise it up, Al.
Up.
There
Okay.
you go. Thank you.
So I'm gonna hinge, the tabs
Yes.
with like brass,
Right.
like make it, and then that's how if there's any warps in the wings, I adjust those trim tabs.
Built-in trim tab.
Right.
And so you do both wingtips. I mean, both wing panels.
Yeah, I got both wingtips that way. I don't know if you can.
Yeah.
I see it. Very good.
We got a new visitor here. Hey, Dennis.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. How you doing tonight?
Not bad. Not bad.
Yep. Dennis Nunez, everybody.
Hey, Dennis.
Thanks.
Hey,
Dennis.
Charles.
Hey, Dennis.
All right.
Yeah, so
I saw that Daryl Hogs and Planes posted the first flight of 2018 yesterday on YouTube. So I was hoping he'd drop in with us, but I hadn't seen him yet. Oh, and Mark McRiley just joined us a little while ago. Didn't mean to ignore you, Mark. Excuse me.
Also known as Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah. Michael Myers.
I can only see his right shoulder.
Isn't he like Wayne's World?
Oh,
That's
man.
the one, yeah.
That was a funny movie.
What you up to tonight, Mark?
I had a Acromaster I built for electric, and it was just way too heavy, so I hacked the nose off and I put in a new one for Thunder Tiger GP10.
Oh, that's a popular little plane. A lot of people have flown those. I think they're pretty tough little birds too.
So just trying to get to look. My connection's bad. I couldn't hear anything.
Oh, I was just complimenting your plane. I said that they're really popular. A lot of people fly those, and I think they're tough little birds.
I hope so.
So what you been up to, Dennis?
Oh, working on a couple engine crutches. One for a LA-46 and another one for a Rojet 61.
So when you start a project, is the crutch the first thing you build?
Not necessarily. Depends on mood and condition. I'll normally do a lot of the hardware components.
Yeah.
I make my own belt cranks, lead out guides.
I guess that makes it go quicker when you really get down to the building, nitty gritty of building. You've already got all those details done. And
It sure does.
little details is what make me think I'm almost through with a plane, and then it takes me another 2 months to finish because I hadn't done all of that stuff.
Hey, Dennis, did you get those Brewline filters?
Yes, I did. I forgot his name already that I talked to.
Oh, that was Chris Liggy, wasn't it?
No. I want to say Mark, I think it was. Or Mark or Matt. I think Matt.
Yeah, the manager at that props shop.
Yeah. And I guess he used to make them and sell them. And I guess the response wasn't that large. And so he'll make them on demand. So if you call in and ask for them, he'll regrettably make them.
Brodak has them in stock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just bought 6 of them from Brodak. You talking to the Venturi filters?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right there.
That's it.
Yeah.
Now, does one size fit all, or are they different sizes?
It's just one size.
Yeah, the bottom stretch is rubber.
Yeah, and they have them in stock. It was $4 each.
Okay.
$4 each.
Yeah.
Really? Man, I paid $6 each for mine. I thought that's for cashing.
Yep.
Well, I stole a pair of my wife's pantyhose.
Well, that works.
Went to Home Depot, bought some rubber O-rings, and that works almost just as good.
Yeah.
It was a whole lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've been using.
I done that. Took a pair of my wife's pantyhose. It made my engine run too hot.
Tom, were you wearing them or did you put them on the
inside? You guys got that. I didn't think anyone would get that joke.
Oh yeah, well you know.
That's right, man. I use my lady's pantyhose, and that shit's hot, boy. I tell you.
Now, if you want to lean the engine out, you can cut the crotch out of them, and that'll make it run really really hot.
Oh no, there ain't nothing there, dude.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, that's enough. This is living room friendly.
Well, I was gonna break it up.
Go, Dusty. Way to keep it going.
Stockings.
I just wonder if he shaves his legs before he puts them on.
Oh.
Yep, because if you don't, it pulls the hair, I think. Okay, let's see. Hey, wow. Bottom side's done. Oh, no, it's not. What we got? I got the.
Woo, buddy. Hot
Hey. I hadn't seen him in a long time. I wonder where Shug's been.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Charles, what fuel were you running in your Brodak?
Today I know some people do not like Omega fuel, but I was running Omega fuel today, 10% nitro. I believe it was 20% oil.
Was it the control line blend or was it the Omega, the regular, their original blend?
I'm only familiar with Omega fuel and Cool Power. I don't know of anything else.
The green
stuff. You have FIA fuel, but yeah, I have the Omega fuel on the Brodak 40.
Okay.
The green stuff.
No, the pink stuff.
The pink stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, the green stuff is the Cool Power. I use that on my Strega.
Well, the pink stuff is only like 17, 18% oil.
Right. So I add oil to it.
Okay. And then
I have both oil and I have synthetic oil. I add oil to whatever I need to do.
But a few years back, they came out with the pink stuff in a control line blend. It's like 22% oil.
Oh, really?
And it was, they were selling it in gallons, but then they stopped selling it. It didn't go over that well. It works pretty good. And now they sell it in quarts. If you go onto the Morgan fuel site, you can see it. You can find it.
Okay, I'll check it out because the hobby shop that I get the fuel from,
right?
Because they actually, for my Strega does not like casters. I usually get the FIA synthetic.
Right. Well, then
Cool Power from them, but they ordered from me and I buy it by the case.
Right.
But I didn't know they had control lines. That it might be cheaper for me to order it already with 22% oil as opposed to because buying caster is like $15-16 for a quart of caster, and if it's already up to 20%, it'd probably be cheaper than me buying oil and adding oil to it.
Right. Actually, I think I have. Let me see.
When I've made fuel, I find that I don't save any money making fuel. It's more expensive to mix it up than to just buy it.
Yeah, I agree, man. I got too much stuff to do, let alone you know, mixing my own fuel up. That's all I need.
Yeah, well, it doesn't. To me, out here, it doesn't save any fuel.
There it is, right there. Omega control line.
Wow.
Is it?
I see it.
Yeah.
11%. Looking at 11%.
Synthetic.
11% synthetic. Okay.
Right. Yeah, and it's the pink. And,
all right.
But it's funny because my friend's friend has a hobby shop, and he was stocking this stuff, and then sort of, I don't know, couldn't, nobody was buying it, so he bought it all off of him.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, these hobby shops, they got enough to contend with.
Right.
People buying stuff on the internet. So if stuff doesn't move, they got to get stuff that moves so they can pay their bills.
Right.
I had a hobby shop close to where I live. It just went out of business because sales are so slow because people are buying things on the internet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I was patronizing, but I was going there just to buy, some bolts once in a while and fuel once in a while because I have another source that I get the fuel less expensive from. So I know I'm not a big customer. I've been there for 14 years buying from, but just small stuff,
Right.
At my local hobby shop, the month before last, I tried to order that control line.
Somebody's cutting out.
Yeah, that's Mark. Man, your audio is so bad we couldn't understand what you were saying.
I was saying I tried to order the control line a couple of months ago, and my hobby shop wouldn't order it for me.
Oh, really? Now we can hear you good. Yeah. That sucks. Yeah, my local hobby shop is a Hobby Town, USA, and they carry Power Master and all different sorts for helis and for cars, but they won't buy me any 1022 for my stunt planes.
Have any of you guys ever tried Rich's brew?
A lot of people do, but I have not personally.
My buddy uses it on his road jet.
I bought 2 gallons from Randy Rich, who runs the hobby shop. Dickie Rich used to do it, but he'll mix you up exactly what you want. And I bought a gallon for $16.
Custom made fuel.
Yeah, I got 5 and 10%, 28% oil, half and half.
I've never heard anything bad about it.
No, it's good quality fuel. When at the Nats they use his fuel in racing, so I bought a case of all the same blends that they race at the Nats with, so I could tune my engines home. So when I go to the Nats, it was just a minor adjustment.
Yeah,
sure.
No, it's good quality stuff.
What kind of blend do they use in racing?
20% half caster, half synthetic.
Oh, okay.
So
like control line,
or they use 20%, or 20% all caster. In Fox racing and stuff.
Yeah.
But when I was racing, like Slow Route and Clown, and we were really trying to get our setup dialed in. So it's a big plus to use the same fuel that you're going to use at the Nationals. So I made sure, I told them when I ordered it, I said I want the same exact blend that you're giving into the CD, because I want.
We bought our witch's brew from the Pylon racers out the Nats.
Right. Yeah.
I forget that guy's name. He's got a trailer load of it.
Yeah, Randy Rich is
Randy. That's it.
Randy Rich is the guy. He's a pylon racer, and his son's a combat flyer.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he is.
Combat flyer. In fact, I think he's going to the World Championships this year.
Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with his fuel. But here in Stunt, where like I said, we mostly use the GMA Power Master 1022. That's it's real. That's real consistent, gallon after gallon after gallon. Like, last year I burnt like 2.5 cases of fuel last year.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's.
Dude, I only go through a 1 gallon a year, and I went through 2 gallons last year, and I was like, wow, I really did some flying.
Yeah, no, between racing, combat, and stunt, it's it goes fast.
Yeah, I don't know how many gallons or how many cases I use a year. I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really thought to monitor that, but I know I go through cases of fuel.
Oh, I bet you go through a bunch, Charles. I go through about 2 or 3 gallons a year.
Yeah.
Or I did up until last year.
Last year was the most fuel I ever burned. That was like that's.
Yeah, it's something I don't even think about because
I burnt like 18 gallons.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've actually gone through a gallon in a week when I'm preparing for a contest.
Mm-hmm.
I go through a gallon. I'll go through a half a gallon one day and then finish other half a gallon the next day.
Yeah.
I've done that before.
Well, trying to get them, trying to get the engines running right, and flight after flight after flight. You put 5 flights in one day, and 5 ounces a flight. It goes quick.
Yeah. You only get 128 ounces in a gallon, so you can buy 5 or 6 ounces, and you figure out. I mean, I think for me, it's only around 20 something flights.
Yeah. It goes quick.
That's not easy. That's not what I do. When I'm flying, I'll easily have 6, 7, 8 flights a day.
Right.
When I'm flying.
Yeah, that's why the guys, they're putting an order together, and this year I said, they'll put me in for 3 cases.
Yeah. Yeah, the hobby shop I go to down in San Diego, they order fuel by the pallets.
Right.
And he doesn't get that hazmat charge because he buys so much.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least it's reduced. His hazmat charge is significantly reduced.
Right.
When he puts in pallets.
Yeah, that
looks like Charles Williams. Looks like Charles Williams posted on the forum that he tried to get in, but the links didn't work. I don't know if Charles is still online. But for some reason, the chat box isn't working on YouTube tonight. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what's wrong with it.
Yeah, but that was a real bummer when they put that hazmat fee into effect.
Yep.
You can buy a case of quartz, and there won't be no hazmat fee on there. But you buy a case of gallons, and, then they charge you. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's idiotic. No doubt about that. Yeah, I heard that the price of fuel is going up too.
Oh, terrific.
Yeah, I know. You want some more good news?
Oh, yeah, man. Bring it on.
No, I got all the ingredients to make, fuel, but the Power Master, is so consistent. I'm trying to learn how to, the stunt stuff that it's so repeatable, gallon after gallon. So
right.
We've been burning that.
Hey, Charles, I may be down in your neck of the woods.
You gonna come down to the Palmer?
I'm thinking about it.
Oh, please do, man. That'd be great to have some competition.
It's either that or I was going to go up to Portland. There's a Portland contest a week before the Palmer, and I have a friend up in Vancouver, Washington, which is just on the other side of the river.
Huh.
So, but
that's great. You came down for the Palmer. Have you ever been there before?
No.
You know, it's they repaved the surfaces, I think, a couple years ago, and so it really is a nice venue. I mean, I mean, Golden State. I mean, that surface at Golden State is just premier. You know,
Right.
I mean, that is just so nice, so sweet. But the Wooden Arrow site is pretty nice too. The only thing which is not nice about the Wooden Arrows is if you fly combat, where they fly combat, they call that Gopher Gulch. But fortunately, we fly on the asphalt. So, and they have a speed cage. There's also even they even have, what do you call that? The cars that are tethered.
Oh,
Tethered
yeah.
cars. And once
Tethered
in a
cars.
while,
Tethered cars.
once in a while, they're actually doing that too. So there's a lot going on. But yeah, if you come down, I think that's gonna be pretty sweet, man. And there's a guy named Warren Walker who usually throws a party, and man, he is an incredible host. And he has a man cave to die for, I tell you. Really, because in California, it's rare to find a basement, but he actually has a basement, the full length of his house, and he has the whole length, which is a big house, by the way. This is not a typical house. It's a big house, big basement, and he has a paint booth in there, separate room, and then he has all kinds of machinery in there. It's pretty cool, popcorn machine, and then he cooks like, man, he's a great cook. The setup is just so
he at not last year, I think it was the year before last. He cooked the big paella dish.
Okay,
Paella
yeah.
pan.
Yeah. So you sampled some of his cooking then?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a good cook. He's a really neat guy too. I really like Warren Walker. It'd be nice if we can get him on the show. He's such a people person, in my opinion. He's a really cool guy.
Still taping.
I'm still working on this fuel tank. I had it in that wooden plug. Had to heat this
nice
to get it out.
Nice to see you working there, Charles.
I know, it's nice.
Now, is that going to be Uniflow or is that pressure?
It's going to be a clunk tank.
A what?
It's going to be a clunk.
Okay.
Right now, I don't have
Well,
the.
You can still make it, pressure, a Uniflow.
Yeah, that's true. I love the run I have now, and it's just been a clunk tank, a metal clunk tank, and it's just been so awesome. If it's not broken, no sense trying to fix it.
Yeah, what is it saying? If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yeah. I can't think of what I gained by having a Uniflow tank because it runs the same from beginning to end, and I just run muffler pressure, and so it's working. I have nothing to complain about except for it runs a little bit slower on outside maneuver. That's why I'm making a new clunk tank. I'm going to lower the fuel pickup. Like I'm already resting against the engine bearers, so I'm just going to change the position of the pipe coming out of the end cap.
Well, how's that going to be a clunk tank then? Doesn't a clunk tank it just the pickup moves up and down?
Here's my other clunk tank.
Right.
Sounds like cowbell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a clunk.
Right. So.
Right now, this one's empty, but I'm going to put a tube in there. The tube goes down about this far, and then there's a silicone hose down to an end to a clunk.
Right. So how's that going to be different than the other one?
Well, this one here, my pickup is right in the middle.
Right.
About halfway up, about a half inch up.
Okay.
So I'm going to lower this pickup lower. And that'll be the same thing as lowering the tank.
Really?
Yeah.
Say that again, Charles.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Say that again, Charles.
Because the clunk is going to be moving up and down.
Right. I think the height of that pickup is determining is what's the. Well, if it doesn't work, I'll let you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be surprised if it does, but to me, that shouldn't work because that'd be the same as.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, guys.
Because if you that's the same as if you take your fuel tubing on your other tank and just, bring it up high, route it around your engine. That's basically doing it, doing the same thing you're doing by you're just changing it where it comes in. The piping where it enters.
I've heard the same thing too before, Al. I can't explain why either, but Ken Cook always told me to adjust a Uniflow or a Uniflow clunk tank or just a clunk tank. All you gotta do is rotate the cap on the plastic ones, and for the life of me, I don't know why that makes any difference at all.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's strange, but this is my third tank.
Okay.
And the first one was right halfway up. I think this is about an inch thick. And this is the second one, by the way. And then I lowered this one about a 16th of an inch.
Right.
And I noticed the difference. And so I'm going to lower this one significantly more.
I'm really curious to see what happens.
You're not the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be standing by too to see a test of this theory.
Yeah, because I mean, I moved the Uniflow, on the Uniflow tank. I moved that up and down in the tank to adjust the run.
Right.
But I never run pressure tanks. I always run the Uniflow.
Yeah, Bill Biles showed me how to make these tanks, and I just absolutely love them. I can't. They just awesome.
That's cool.
It's a nice engine run.
But like I said, I don't know how that would change it. I mean, that's the same. You just run your fuel tubing down lower. When it comes out of the tank.
Yeah, seems like it would be just exactly that.
Right.
I don't know. I've never questioned it. I just have heard it, and I hadn't had the need to try it because all of mine just run. However, I slap them on there, they seem to run fine. So I get lucky, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, you must be getting lucky. You're just not as picky as I am, I guess. Because I'm always fiddling with the tank height all the time. What's up, Steve?
Oh, not too much. Just working tonight on trying to get the parts for the case for that take apart airplane.
Okay. Steve, how's Samantha doing?
Oh, pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun. I had that combat match with her at Brodak last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I don't know if she's going to fly combat this year at Brodak or not. Everybody tells her not to fly anything but her plane for the World Championships.
Yeah. She was really into it. I couldn't believe it. Like how hard she was. She was really trying hard. That was it was really cool. She had me on my toes.
Yeah, she'd be good at it if she did it more.
Yeah, every time I turned around, she was trying to attack me all the time. I said, "Oh boy, she's really going. She's really
aggressive.
into it.
That's good.
Yeah, she was really aggressive. Yeah."
Guys, I'm surprised that we can put her in a fast combat plane and she can fly the damn thing.
Yeah.
But
youth, reflexes, and eyes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So, Tom, did you ever figure out what airplane that is? Is that a Gobswap?
Yeah, we got it. There's a whole bunch of people. There's a thread on Stunthangar about it.
Yeah. Since the bell crank was in the outside one, it makes it a fork-tailed devil or something.
What was the consensus, Tom? I didn't.
It was the Gobble Swans,
Gobble-
WANTZ or WANZ. We've narrowed it down to that. And I know somebody that's got one that I see at Huntersville every year. Don Ogren, it's Mike Waldron's friend from Florida. And so I'm going to ask him about it when we go up there and get the lowdown on it. I might call him and ask him to bring it if he can fit it in, just so we can look at it.
It looks like the Crusader, in my opinion.
Yeah, they said he made 3 of them. The Crusader was the last one, and they didn't say where that bell crank was at though. Just
Yeah,
said-
they did. They
What on this or
Yeah.
the gobble swans?
on the
bell
double
crank.
ones.
On
It's
this
on
one,
the
the bell
far
crank's
outside.
on the
It's
outer
far
boom.
outside. Yeah.
So on the outboard wing, the outer boom there.
right. That was that gobble swans or whatever, but it didn't say if the Crusader had it in the outside one or not.
I don't know.
According to the plans, it is.
Oh, the Crusader's that way too.
Yeah, the plans are the bell cranks on the outboard wing.
Yeah, because it said Mackie made 3 different designs of that. I can't remember the first name though.
That one was a carousel, but it's not the same plane.
Right.
It's kind of tapered to trailing edge, and it does not have a flap, if I recall correctly.
Or it could be.
Hey, do any of y'all know Charles Williams on Stunthangar? He's only got 5 posts, but he was trying to get in tonight with a cell phone and couldn't.
Charles Williams, if he's from Carthage, Illinois, he lives right next to me. I'm the one that got him on Stunthangar.
Okay, well, he's been trying to get in here tonight, and I don't know if he's trying for the YouTube side or the video side, but he said the links don't work. He can't get in, and I'm guessing he's trying to get into the YouTube site. And the reason I say that
I tell you what,
seem to be working right now.
when we first started Hangouts, what was a year ago in August? No, it was 2016. It's going on 2 years now.
I've only been doing it since about this time last year.
Yeah, well, we started doing it, I'm pretty sure, October or August of 2016. But anyway, I found out that, you know, what browser you use,
Yeah.
you know, determines the speed, your video, the whole night, you know, your processor.
Chrome is the best, and so is a PC.
Yeah, so that might be what is
He might not have the Google Hangouts app loaded on his phone either.
Well, what it is that, remember, I used to get on my phone all the time in the tablet.
Yeah.
Then I couldn't get on anymore. And I still can't get on with my phone or the tablet. I have to come to Chrome and then use the computer to get on.
Yeah.
It won't let me get on my phone.
Phones just suck for using this.
It used to be fine. I mean, when I was down there in Kentucky and stuff, and I was at the motel, I always, you know, I got on down there with my phone.
Lately, the chat box has been off and on, and I guess people on telephones have more problems than we might even know.
Right.
But it seemed like with your phone, if you use Google, you should be able to get on. But, you know, most phones are all Android or whatever, but you can't.
Charles just
on the computer, I can't get in on Microsoft either. I got to do Chrome.
Yeah. Charles just sent me a reply. Let me see what he said. It'll take it a second. I had to I closed my browser a while ago, so
I hope it's the same Chris Williams that I know. I haven't heard from him.
It's Charles Williams.
What did I say?
Chris.
Oh, I meant Charles. Charles.
Charles said he's from Valparaiso, Indiana.
Oh, nope, nope, nope.
Okay.
You being
So he's okay.
Illinois. Wrong Williams.
He said he used to watch and chat on YouTube Live. I guess Stunthangar Live on YouTube is no longer happening. I'm not sure if I'm doing something wrong or what, but when I open Hangouts and click on video call, I try typing in Stunthangar and it doesn't come up.
Well, you can watch it if you go your post onto because
either of those links up top should,
yeah, if you
one gets you into the video chat and the other one gets you into the YouTube chat. I don't know, Charles. What the hell's wrong? What, you know what? If we don't, I just realized since they've got the video right here in the Stunthangar thread, then we could tell everybody to just talk to us from there, and I could put it off to the side and just watch the people chatting there. It wouldn't be.
Hey, that's a good idea.
Yeah, sure would. I'll try to figure out some way to fix that up so it works conveniently. I just have to sit here and scroll up and down all the time and look and see what people are posting instead of it just popping up and automatically scrolling. Or find some other kind of chat box to use. I don't know. How old on that though? I'm sorry, Charles. I don't know what the problem is, but you know, YouTube has been upgrading again how the chat box works, and so that might have something to do with why it's on again, off again. Because last week it was working fine for about 3 or 4 shows in a row, and now it's quit again. So, I don't know.
So Tom, you making up cookie dough?
Yeah.
Ain't that crazy how you mix that stuff up and it smells like cookie dough?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Samantha went, she loves the smell of that stuff. She goes, oh my God, that stuff smells like cookie dough. So I'm getting ready to make it up. And I said, yeah. She goes, I said, you want to smell it? I gave her just I think it's the A part, the little short one.
Uh-huh.
That's got the formaldehyde in it. And she took
that. Yeah, how'd she do that? Here, sniff this. This is really good cookie stuff.
She took a big sniff of that, and I was like, oh, she started to feel like she's going to throw up. She said, why would you do that to me? But yeah, when you mix the two together, then it smells like cookie dough.
Poor Samantha.
I know, I mean her. You're so mean to me.
I thought I was ready. I forgot some tape.
So I got the bottom cowl to go in her, and then that take apart airplane will be ready to cover.
Oh man, that's been a battle.
It is a lot of work to do a take apart.
I bet.
That and I always did electrics with Dennis Admission's deal for already set up for electrics. You put the little box together and build around the box and you're done. This one's a little bit different. I should go get the airplane and show you guys.
Yeah, I'd like to see it. See the progress.
Hold on a second. I gotta go down to the basement. I'll be up in just a minute, or back in just a minute.
Cool.
Gotta go take a bong hit. We're approaching that time. I gotta get up early in the morning, so I'm gonna knock it off at midnight.
All righty.
That gives us 6 more minutes.
I'm gonna check out now, guys. I gotta get up and go to work tomorrow.
All right, Al.
All right.
Hey, thanks for all your help, Al, on the broadcast.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I'll catch you later.
Okay.
All right, man, take it easy.
Take care, Al.
I'm gonna probably end up watching the parts I missed when I was away for a while.
Yeah. We better edit that.
Yeah, guys was talking about me, huh?
No.
Yeah, that damn Charles. That's what we call you when you're not here.
Yes.
I'm not going to say anything, but I heard some pretty bad things about you, Charles.
As long as the judges like me, that's all that matters to me.
Yeah.
All my competition can hate me. That's okay. As long as the judges like me.
Here comes that damn Charles again. Yeah. That's what your trunk competition calls you. I am so looking forward to contest season.
Me too. I've got
So forward to my
ready to go, and I'm getting excited myself. I want to fly that bi-directional flap system with that 4-stroke. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, I heard that. That looks really good too. I'd like to see how that turns out.
Yeah, I can't wait to get that up in the air.
50 days.
My first contest is the end of next month. April 28th and 29th.
Yeah, well, mine's May 1st. I think. Let's see what the calendar says. Somewhere around there that week, first weekend in May. And then the third weekend in May is the Triple Tree one. Let's see.
I sure would like to go to Triple Tree once, but it's so far away.
Yeah.
I know it.
Same for me for Brudak. Yeah, it's May 4th, 5th, and 6th. Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Here it is. If anybody, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. That's looking good.
Yep. Hold on, man. I got to click on this. Let's see.
Too. I got it.
What we looking at? Let me click on it.
At Steve.
Okay. I got
yeah,
on my screen TV.
This is what we're working on now here for the cowl. I got to get this part and tied into it because this has got to come off because it's a bottom battery box.
Yep.
I want the color on that spinner. Is that an anodized or is that painted?
It's anodized. I was at a swap shop last year and a guy sold me a red one and a blue one for $1 a piece.
That's almost cobalt blue. That's what I want for my Cardinal.
That's a hell of a deal.
Yeah, I know it. He had other ones there, but it's like, you know, it's a 2-inch, and we hardly ever use 2-inch. And this one needs a 2-inch.
What do you use? The smaller?
Yeah, 1 3/4.
Oh, inch. Okay, because all of mine, I've always all I got is 2-inch.
That's what I use on all of mine. It's 2-inch.
But yeah, so she designed that's the tail of it.
That looks good.
And it looked too bad. This, I don't know if this will show up because it's clear, but it's going to be made out of balsa. But this will be the canopy.
Yeah.
So you're going balsa with the canopy?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot lighter.
Well, I don't know how heavy this plastic is, but it came out of my my bear kit, my Brodak bear kit, and that was the kind of she wanted that kind of a canopy, but it's got a big crease in it.
I see.
So I guess I could send away for one for Brodak, but I figure this weekend I can draw something up and make it like it. But
yeah.
But yeah,
I
so
like that joinery you got there on the fuselage sides. That joinery looks pretty nice.
But where the wing is?
No, ahead of that, where the wood joins. You got like
that's RSM made.
It's like Charles sent me another email. I mean, posted again. Let me refresh it and see what he says.
Yeah, I think that's because his laser cut only is so big, so he has to make it in 2 sections for that length.
I mean, RSN, they did a hell of a job because they cut all the bulkheads and stuff like that, and here for this tunnel or where the little sensor's going to go. But yeah, they did a real good job. I've emailed him twice now. I still haven't paid him. He hasn't got back. I got to give him a phone call. I was going to do it today. And every time I remember it, it's too early in the morning because he's California. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That didn't do much good.
I've done that before.
I don't know what, sounded like something cracked, but everything's holding on good.
Good. You know what? I'm going to see Eric tomorrow. You can call him tomorrow. He's working all day tomorrow.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I just spoke to him earlier today, and I.
Who, Eric?
Yeah, Eric Rule.
Yeah, I gotta call him too.
So, are you going to see him personally, Charles?
Yeah, personally, I'm going to pick up a Brodak. I need a Brodak tongue muffler and some landing gear for my Oriental. So I was going to go by his shop and pick it up.
Yeah, say something to him. I'm gonna try to give him a call tomorrow if I can remember. I was gonna do it this morning, but it was 9 o'clock our time, so that made it 6 o'clock in the morning his time.
Yeah.
And then by the time I get to work and get going and stuff like that, and I forgot all about it.
Yeah.
I just got a new message in from Charles. He says he's just getting started in control line, but flew half A's in the 70s and been building and flying RC since then, but wanted to get back where it all started. But says there's no control line flyers around Valparaiso that he knows of. Says he's got a sick Banshee that he's getting ready to start building this weekend.
Oh, very cool.
And he just wanted to meet some of us guys and get some questions answered, and he'll try again Monday. And
Where is Valparaiso?
Valparaiso, Indiana.
Yeah, where is that?
I don't know.
I think Matt Newman lives somewhere right around there.
Might have to Google it. And
Yeah,
see.
he's going through some hard times. Poor guy.
Yeah.
What's the matter with Matt?
His house burned down.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He's the one that I haven't asked the question. I haven't seen it yet, but how is his what did anything happen to his US Enterprise model he'd been working on?
I don't know.
Man, he's got a US Enterprise that he's got all the bells and whistles, electronics and lights and stuff and sound and everything, and man, it's a really cool model. He had it on display at the NAS. Did you happen to see it?
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, it was appearance judging. He brought some pieces in on it.
Now, is this a plastic model?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'd say it's probably that big around, you know, I'd say at least 18 inches. 24 inches, 28-inch diameter.
Talking about the Star Trek Enterprise?
Yeah. Yeah, we still have Riders Hobby Shop still has a model contest every year. And it's really hard to believe some of the models that come in, how good they look.
Oh, man, I tell you, there's a lot of talented people out here. I'll tell you what.
My brother used to be into that when he was young. And he was into ships and stuff. World War II ships. You just couldn't believe the stuff he can make and how precise. I remember him buying a paintbrush and then taking out everything but one hair out of the paintbrush to paint stuff.
Wow. That's a modeler.
I thought painting with a toothpick was meticulous.
Yeah, so he could get some little nice lines or whatever. He'd do that. It was crazy.
Guys, this is about that time. I hate
terrific
conversation, but
everybody's taking off on me now. I just started this.
Well, if you want, I'll be on the other side. If you want, I'm in my garage. It's only 9 o'clock for me, so If
Well, I could post a link there right at the bench.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
go and,
Post a link to that.
If you guys want to join in, because I'm going to be here for looks like a good hour at least.
All right.
yeah, post a
Yeah.
link. Let me
That's
know
a
which
good
one.
idea. Post that link over there, and y'all all go carry on.
Right underneath tonight's bench, right?
Yeah, or you can post it in that same one.
Yeah,
either
I'll just reply. I'll put a
Yeah.
reply.
Yeah, that's where Charles has been posting. And Charles, I appreciate you trying to get in. I hope we can do better next week. We'll be back Monday night. And for anybody else that watched on YouTube, I know we had some watchers that were not able to post in the chat box for whatever reason.
Yeah, tell him too that I gotta look up where Valparaiso's at. We'll find him somebody to fly with. Indiana's got a lot of guys.
If you can't remember if you want to need the spelling for it, look up the NCAA basketball brackets, because Valparaiso is always in the damn tournament. So,
yeah.
All right, you want me to spell it for you right now?
We'll find him somebody to fly with.
Hang on, and I'll spell it out for you. Hang on, just a second.
I can Google it. That's not a problem.
Yeah. Well, it's Valparaiso. Valparaiso.
Okay.
Okay, Indiana.
And I'll save the spinner for you.
All right.
So the next time I see you, I'll give you a blue anodized spinner.
Oh, it's actually not the spinner I need. It's the color I need.
Oh. Okay.
But thanks. Thanks anyway.
You can send it to me, Steve. I could use it from my Oriental.
You think you got one that will go with it for a blue one?
Yeah, get us all one.
I have the light blue Oriental. That still would look good with it.
You know what? I mean, the guy I had this, I don't know if he has anymore or not, but he was at the swap meet in Chelsea, and I missed that 2 weeks ago because we were in Chicago working on that airplane. But he just had a ton of stuff, and he was older and said him and his wife was there, you know, and they were trying to get rid of all that stuff. And I looked at him and I really didn't need him. He's like, the lady said $1. So I bought a red one and a blue one. But he had a ton of red and blue ones. But it's like, what am I doing with a bunch of red and blue spinners? But
paint them. Hell, that's real cheap for a spinner.
Let me give my closing comments, and I'm gonna send y'all free. All right, everybody that participated on YouTube, however successfully or not, I appreciate it. And we'll be back next week, same time, Monday night, 9:40 Eastern U.S. time. And thanks for subscribing, and please hit the like button, because that does help us out. And we will see you back Monday, same bat channel, same bat time, and have a good weekend. Good night.
See ya. I'll post the link.
Yeah, fair winds, tight lines. See ya.
See ya.
See ya.